Hello everybody and welcome to Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld episode whatever we're on, 21, 20... We're towards the end. I think we've got 2 weeks left is the gist of it. In this week's episode, we headed out away from the Underworld. We're on the Ocean Turtle this time and yeah, it was kind of weird. It was a whole episode where, I mean, it's at the same time it felt very SAO-ish and very not SAO-ish at the same time. I know it's a terrible phrase to use because it's not a word. But yeah, it was interesting to see how they did it. I think that's for sure. Did I prefer the Underworld stuff with all the hype machine going on? Yes. Did this moment also have some pretty cool parts? Also yes. But anyway, let's crack on with the episode, see exactly how everything went down, and do this thing. We begin in the sub-control room where Rinko is. She gets Alice's light cube out. They got that now. She can use it like a Rubik's Cube, I guess. Who knows? Asuna basically says, no, I'm not coming out. I'm staying with Kirito. That's what we're going to do, basically. And she says, take care of Alice. Do not let her become a weapon of war. So Rinko has been entrusted with that. So that's an important thing. Max acceleration happens. Kikuoka and Higa are going down the machine to, unplug the STLs, basically. Learn what happened to Asuna. She calls to say, yeah, they stayed in, and they're like, okay, got it, we'll get this over with, done and quick. Already in the minute it took for this little bit to happen, it's been 10 years already for Asuna and Kirito. So, I hope they just have a full of Underworld slang when they come back. Like, just words that don't exist. They're like, oh yeah, in my other world, that means this. It'd be kind of funny. Kikuoka says, hey, better to make them think they have a chance of getting Alice still, so they open this compartment thing. But the baddies seem to know that they've already lost that opportunity. But there, they head to go, where are they? They're headed somewhere to go do some gunfighting, except 2 of them who are heading to the air duct, the smart one and the bold one, where they're heading to where Higa and Kikuoka are at the moment. So hopefully everything goes well for them. We spot a dead Yanai. He hit the ground hard, and I like the villains were like, oh my god, did they execute him? And it's like, no, he just fell off, basically. He got scared by a wrench and slipped. It's his own fault, really. There's some gunshots going on, little gunfights up and down the ladder. The bald guy gets shot and dies. Kikuoka also gets shot in his vest, though, so he's fine, definitely. Smart guy doesn't really know what to do. He needs Gabriel to decide this, so he heads to go find them. While he's doing that, we then see Gabriel. He wakes up laughing, but then he sees his own corpse. So I guess this is Ghost Gabriel. This is in the real world now, just so we're clear. Still in the real world. But then Alicia shows up, who is the girl he stabbed in the ear with a screwdriver. She shows up and she starts leaking blood from her ears. The whole bit was very off-putting, really. She starts grabbing at him, and then they both start falling down into like some water. It was like sticky water, like blood. So I guess they're going to hell. Is that the only thing I could sort of think about it, what it is? But yeah, then the smart guy gets there. Real Gabriel is dead. Real Visago is also dead. Why are they dead? I guess that's the consequences of the stuff happening in the Underworld. Is they are now dead, which is, that's not ideal. Don't die. I thought that wouldn't kill them. Are they dead or are they just brain dead? I mean, they seemed pretty dead. They seem like corpses, like fully not working corpses. But the gist of it is, they're dead, basically. The smart guy at this point knows they've lost. I've forgotten his name, by the way. I've forgotten all the names of the bad guys except for Gabriel and Visago. Smart guy knows they've lost and everything. The orders are, hey, if you can't steal Alice, destroy Alice, the cube, basically. So they got a new plan. Their plan is destroy the engine, which is a good plan. Now it's been 10 minutes, which, that's like 100 years in Underworld time at this point for Kirito and Asuna. So at this point, unless they live infinitely because they're logging in, they should be dead or thereabouts dead. If we think that they're about almost 20, they're not going to live to be 120 unless Underworld lifespans are really long. Or they figured out the secret that Administrator had and they can live forever. You know what? They could probably do that, actually. It's been... That doesn't actually sound too outside the realms of possibility within everything else that's happening. But it's still almost the limit of the Kirito Asuna flux light and everything. And unlike, Administrator, she kept resetting her flux light. Not resetting it, you know what I mean. Purging it and then only keeping important things. You get the gist of it. The engine's going to explode, basically, and then this dude in a suit is going to go deal with it. I've forgotten his name. They acted like it was like a big noble sacrifice, and I'm like, I don't even know who you are. But yeah, he's going to go deal with it, and as he goes to deal with it, the robot turns on. Neamon, the second one, the one that said doesn't work properly, that one turns on. So it's the robot, the Skynet is happening, basically, is what's going on now. Kikuoka and Higa are focusing on the STLs while that's going on. Kikuoka, though, he's going to leave and go deal with everything. He's going to head down after them. When he leaves, Higa sees, oh, there's a big old blood pool there. He was actually shot and he's been bleeding out this whole time. It didn't want to worry me, basically. Kikuoka is a good guy. The way is blocked. The suit guy is going to the engine room. There's one guy, bad guy, that stayed behind blocking the exit. So they can't disarm the bomb, basically. The robot shows up. Who's the robot? Who is it, guys? It's Kayaba. Yeah. Ghost Kayaba is just possessing the robot now, which, you know, hey, it makes a bit of sense. And then, yeah, he is pretty cool. He talks to Rinko for a bit. His dream was to connect the virtual and the real worlds, which is nice to sort of get an answer, because, you know, the old, everyone knows the meme. It's like it's been so long, I've forgotten the reason, you know? We get a little bit of an answer here, which is, you know, nice to know, really. When he's doing this awesome defense thing where he just keeps walking because he's bloody Kayaba, and he's Heathcliff, you know, and it's cool. Kikuoka shows up and kills the guy while Kayaba was doing his badass blocking, but, you know, he's wounded. The suit guy is wounded. It's Kayaba, Robo Kayaba decides, ah, crap, you know, I got to do this, and he heads into the steaming room to deal with the explosive. He doesn't quite make it though. But thankfully, through the power of love, he gets reactivated because Rinko gives him some encouragement. Basically, oh, hey, you're Heathcliff, aren't you? You stand the hell up. You're Kirito's greatest rival. And he does stand up, and he destroys the explosive and holds it high. Not destroys it, but he gets rid of it. So basically, he saves them all. That's the gist of it. Thanks for showing up, Kayaba, I guess. Kind of, almost want to call it out of nowhere, but I've been sort of in the back of my mind, I'm like, Kayaba's going to show up at some point. It's always been there, you know, and the robot seemed kind of an obvious thing. Now, would I have preferred words easy? Would I have preferred Kayaba to log into the Underworld as Heathcliff to help everyone? Yes. Do I think this was, you know, this was still fine, but I think I definitely would have preferred an actual Heathcliff appearance, you know, from the account. Maybe that's just me. Surely it would have been much different from Yuna converting over. I was going to say because he's not a person, but Yuna logged in. Anyway, doesn't really matter. The gist of it is Kayaba saved the day, completing his redemption arc, I guess, in some weird way. He saved the world, or he saved that ship at least, which saved some important people in there. Kirito's on that ship, don't you know? So the baddies are on the submarine. They realise, hey, plan didn't work. There's one body missing, though, from the body bags. Visago is not accounted for. They got the bald guy, they got Gabriel. Visago's not there, which is kind of weird. The logout for the Kiriasu will take 60 more seconds. You know, Rinko's talking to Higa about this bit. Rinko begins heading towards Kirito to be there when they wake up, basically. Neamon, the robot, also disappeared, which is kind of weird. And then, you know, we see Kirito's, I was going to say coffin then. Not called a coffin. What's it called? It's called a STL, that's the one. We see that, and they're about to, you know, they're about to wake up soon, which is a nice thing. So what I think is going to happen is Gabriel is still alive somehow. No idea how Neamon shows up in this, unless Kayaba is still alive. Not alive, but the robot is still active, and Kayaba is going to protect Kirito from Visago, sort of, is what I'm sort of seeing might happen. I could be completely wrong on that. Who knows? But hey, we weren't quite done yet, because believe it or not, guys, Kirito and Asuna, they got stuff to do. So yes, in the post-credit scene, we go to the Underworld where we have Kirito and Asuna picking up where we left off, basically. You know, talking about what the hell they're going to do now. They've got, basically, as long as they don't forget everyone, they talk about we can't forget all our friends, and then we'll be fine, basically. And it's like, that's easier said than done, you know. It's not the easiest thing in the world. You got, what, 200 years at least? So, could be better. And then they like fly into the distance and everything's really happy and everything. I guess they can summon their wings on command. Now Asuna's got her big old angel wings. Kirito's got his Spriggan wings. They fly off to, I guess, just hang out with the Underworld crew for 200 years. Oh, they're all going to die before them. They have to watch all their friends die. That's actually kind of a depressing thought now, you know? Assuming that they live regardless because, you know, they're Kirito and Asuna and, you know, they're logging in. But they've aged. Kirito's aged. How would that work? I don't know how that would work. They'd have to use the administrator magic to, like, stop themselves aging or something. I have no idea, though. Like, maybe that'll... to help it reduce the stress on their mind, maybe they could pull that out. I have no idea how they're going to pull it off, quite frankly. But we got, what, 2 episodes left? So I think it's fair to say we're not going to get a big old... We might get a little montage of Kirito and Asuna's adventures in the Underworld. But I don't think we're going to get a full-on anything, really. Oh, they're going to be there when Bakuli's baby's born? Oh, I kind of want to see that, actually. Do a montage, that'd be kind of good. But anyway, what was my favourite part of the episode? So normally at this point, I have a little video here showing what my favourite part of the episode was. But recently, I've been getting a lot of copyright claims, so that's going to have to go away. Sorry, not my choice. If I had my way, it'd be fine. But Japan hates, they don't understand anything. Copyright. They don't understand fair use is the thing. But I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, so what was my favourite part of the episode? As I said, not exactly as hype an episode as, you know, the previous, almost the whole this half season, whatever you want to call it. But there were still some cool bits. My favourite bit is, of course, the Kayaba stuff. It's nice to have him have basically a full arc now. It's like, hey, he was a villain, then he was sort of, you know, you're not quite sure what to make of him, and now he's basically a full-blown good guy again. Sort of redemption. Round things off with Rinko well, so that she doesn't have too many regrets. She had a little mini character arc in Alicization too. Obviously, it wasn't the focus, but it's nice to see, you know, even from way earlier, where she was like, I should have killed him, but I didn't. Nice to see everything come back around, basically, for Rinko and Kayaba as well. Even if he might not be done yet, he might be still possessing that robot. Who can say? Who can say? But anyway. It's going to be weird when this is over, because for the last few years at least, it's always been lingering. Even if it's not been on, Sword Art, that we know more's coming, but it's going to be weird when it's done for now. And I don't know what the hell they're going to do next. Who could say? There are ideas, obviously, but who knows for sure. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care. And bye, guys.